Hello everybody, happy Friday. So ready to do some best ball drafts today. After a long week of work. So let's hop right into it. Another day of no injury news, so that's exciting. Let's probably just gonna do 2 drafts today. We'll queue up the practice one here, the $1 one. And then we will look at spring training news. If you guys want to join me here, it's on DraftKings. It's just the $1 best ball one with 10K to first place. Alright. So let's get caught up on some news. There was definitely no injuries, but a lot of big performances today. So let's go ahead and get started. Schlittler had his first start and was already at 99 miles per hour. Wow, 94 to 96 on his cutter compared to 92 last year. Sounds pretty exciting. I haven't been drafting him, but this is an exciting start, so maybe we mix him in today. DeWatter's been hitting well this spring.
Excuse me, Petey, you can give guys a day off. The 2-2. Swung on base,
Been drafting him at the end of drafts. Probably want to continue to do so. He might be my favorite kind of last couple round outfield flyer. Corbin Carroll says he felt fine in his live BP today. Says he could be back in game soon, and that he's aiming to play in 10 games before opening day. That's kind of huge. Today might be a good day to target him before he gets back. And we never really faded him. He just didn't really fall to us. But maybe we reach for him today. Cade Cavalli, stuff is exploding to elite territory. He added a sweeper. One seam sinker as well. Has added 25 pounds since last year. So I've seen his name brought up a couple times. He was a former top prospect that I think had a couple of injuries. But looks like he's rounding back into form here. I should probably start mixing him. He's basically free at the end of drafts. Just a ton of pitchers there that we've been kind of mixing in, and so I want to start mixing him in as well. So let's try to draft him a few times today. Cavalli electric again in spring start. Corbin Carroll taking live at bats. So Andrew Abbott got shelled a bit. Haven't been drafting him, but I'm trying to not only tag guys I'm targeting, but yeah. Bubba Chandler had a really nice start. I think his command was off a little bit, but showed really nice stuff.
He just kept coming after him, and that last pitch, pretty good location as well. So you get
we've been targeting him heavily, and I will continue to do so. Burrows had a really nice start, up to 97. He's another pitcher at the end of drafts I want to start mixing in. It's just so many guys. But let's try and get... Maybe we go like Burrows and Savali today. This is the same DeLauder hit. Cavalli. Eldridge had another hard hit ball. We looked at him yesterday. I mean, he's basically free, so maybe we can mix him in on like a Devers stack or something. And then Stott's been on a tear, batting 700. I think I mixed him in yesterday. It's just so many guys at the end of the draft, but we need to try to keep mixing him in. StatCast leaders for yesterday. Ellie with a hard hit ball, Adele with a hard hit ball, Mitchell with a hard hit ball. Need to try and start mixing in Mitchell. You guys know we're already targeting Adele and Ellie. Nothing else too interesting here. This is more Bubba Chandler.
Again.
13 swing and miss. That's crazy.
On another breaking ball outside. He did go on appeal. Nasty pitch right there.
Could see his price rising. All right, Castellanos is off to a hot start. We kind of looked at him yesterday and weren't very interested. I think Roster Resource had him platooning, I think. Or no, they just had him, yeah, platooning with Sheets. But Sheets isn't very threatening, so if Castellanos gets off to a hot start, he could definitely just have that job outright, I think. So maybe we need to start mixing him in. Ashcraft looks outstanding through 2 innings, struck out 4 in a row. 28 pitches, 20 strikes, 6 whiffs. We've already been targeting him. He's one of our favorite pitchers at the end of drafts. So that's just good to see. More Bubba Chandler. Yeah, I guess there wasn't too much news today. More of the same. More Burrows. Bubba Chandler's velocity was up on a few of his secondary pitches. Let's see, this was 2 days ago. StatCast leaders. Aaron Judge. Nothing too crazy here. Will Smith hit a long one. Okay. This was the DeLauder homer. I don't think we saw this one. Oh yeah, maybe we did. That was a nice one. Way inside. Savage limited workload to start season. I mean, that could be like, because we knew his workload was going to be limited. It could be like an okay sign. We'd rather have him get his innings late in the year during the fantasy playoffs. Let's see. Could face an abbreviated workload to begin the season. Blue Jays have been pitching Savage in live batting practice rather than games. This is like a kind of a weird comment though. Noted Friday of Savage that we still view him as a starter. It's like, yeah, I hope so. But the righty could be limited to 3 to 4 innings per start early on in the season. I could see his price dropping just based on these comments. We haven't drafted him much, but he fell yesterday quite a bit. So maybe we better be careful with him. See if he falls. Oh, Berger hit a homer. I think we got sniped on him late last night. But want to continue to draft him. He's basically free.
To the under right, and on a windy night like tonight, and in the Arizona sky no less, that'll go. A 3-run.
Oh yeah, our boy Langford hit a homer.
Both from the Rangers.
We've been heavily targeting him. I was even thinking about maybe slowing down today, but maybe this changes my mind.
Isbell looks up, and it's out of the berm. A home run.
So he's been off to a hot start. Is this a different one for? Oh yeah, that's the same one. So I saw Ragan's got hit hard. I think his stuff looked fine though. 6 runs on 5 hits. He seems to always have a tendency of having like a blow up game here or there, but you know the strikeouts are gonna come. Let's see, things are better out of the gate. wild pitch, hit by pitch, so it sounds like he was a little wild. The one good thing takeaway is that his velocity was up, averaging 97. That's like all we care about for our studs is that they're staying healthy. Their velocity is not down or anything, so I don't think this worries me about Raggins. Bieber lacks a timeline. That's a bad sign. We were drafting him early on in the season, but we stopped for the last several weeks, and that seems like the right move. Because we have no idea when he's going to be back at this point. Devers is almost ready for game action, so probably a good time to draft him before he comes back. Seems like the hamstring was just a minor thing, probably being cautious during spring training. But his price did drop about a round. Mackenzie Gore got shelled. They did not get an out. That's a little scary. We haven't been drafting him. Maybe we'll see if he falls. With a tweet here about McGonigal, just saying he's the only option that's projected to be above average at both offense and defense at shortstop. Maybe just a case for him to start the season in the majors. Why is this draft not filling? Come on, guys. 11 to 12. Oh, this Langford homered was off Raggins. That's funny.
Langford swats it deep to center. Isbell looks up, and it's out of the burn. A home run.
Churio nursing hand injury. I think he got hit by pitch, but x-rays were negative, so he should be fine. This was a little scary. We've been targeting him a bit. But it says he should be fine. Damn, he's only 21 still? It's crazy. This is just another tweet about Mackenzie Gore in 3 starts. It's a little scary. Here was just a tweet about, we've been looking at this quite a bit, trying to figure out playing time in Cincinnati. But this guy broke it down a little bit. Spencer Steer has started at 1B every game except 1 at second base. McLean has started at second base every game except 1 at DH. Suarez has played some third base and DH. And Brian Hayes has started at third base every game. Which I guess I don't get those last two. If Hayes has started every game, what am I missing here? Maybe he subbed in at third base? Sal Stewart has started 2 games at 1B, 2 at 2B. Wow. Yeah, this doesn't really provide much clarity, but I think it's kind of just going to be like Steer rotating positions and like these guys get a day off here and there. Alright, so the draft has filled here. We got pick number 5. So most likely a Bobby Witt team. Not going to do anything fancy in the first round. But for those of you who are new to Best Ball, it's a really cool format. It allows you to do a bunch of drafts with no time commitment throughout the season. So you don't have to sub in your guys. You don't have to make moves. It's all about the draft. And you're in a group of 12 teams, just like a normal fantasy league. And the system automatically puts in your highest scoring players. And then at the end of the season, there's a fantasy playoffs. You got to get top 2 in your league. And if you're in the top 2, you go to the playoffs with a new pod. And you got to win there. And I think it's a 3-round playoff. And winner of the whole thing takes $10,000. So really fun format to get a lot of drafts in. So if you love drafting, you will love Best Ball. And it's kind of cool to have the big prize at the end as well. Makes for, if you do get any teams into the playoffs, it gets very exciting. So see if anything exciting happens here. Probably won't. Oh, okay. So we get Acuna at 5. It's nice. Probably doesn't change too much getting him at 4 or 5, but we like Acuna. That will change how we draft, though. So I like to get 2 outfielders in the first 3 rounds. Don't mind getting 1 infielder, kind of like an anchor infielder. We know we like outfield here, although I have wanted to mix in Caminero a bit. So probably stay pretty flexible here. And what's his ADP? 27, so he'd have to fall. But and then pick 44. The end of the tier there for me is Suzuki, who goes around, I think, like 40 now. 40, so most likely won't have an outfielder available here, so we'll kind of prepare for that. And then this is just a warm-up for the main event we're going to do after this. This one's a $1 draft, and the main event is the $20 draft where you can win $200,000. Alright, anything fancy happening? Cal goes pretty early here at 9. That means Tatis falling. So I picked 20. There goes Carroll. We want to try and get him today, but still need to get kind of the right pick to do that. You gotta remember, he was going 4-5 before the injury, and now it looks like he's gonna be healthy for opening day. So that seems like a nice value right now. If we get like a later pick here in the next draft, we'll consider him. But let's see, I picked 20. So we love Churio. Maybe Churio will fall because of that day-to-day tag. But we know he should be fine, and we still have about a month before opening day. Kurtz could be that anchor infielder. I think I would go Churio over Kurtz. Though, so let's see what happens. I think those will be the 2 options here for me, though. Interesting. I think I like Churio more. Yeah, let's do it. Still love attacking outfield early. We know we like the outfielders here, but maybe Caminero will fall to us. Been wanted to try to mix him in. If I would have went Kurtz here, I really don't want to go out infield in this 3rd round. We've been seeing infielders fall a lot in these drafts. It's just you find a ton of value throughout the draft, and there's a lot of good ones throughout the middle, and there's a lot of exciting ones at the end of the draft. So just don't like clogging up my infield super early. I think 1 is fine, but once you get to 2, it gets tough to draft around, I find. Or not tough, but you end up having to pass up value, which always feels bad. So there goes Caminero. So we might have to go 3 outfielders here. It's fine. I've been trying to avoid doing that. Just in case like Suzuki falls here, I'll be sad. But so PCA or Langford. You guys know I love Langford. I shouldn't be like that set on it though. I should probably mix in PCA, but who cares? I like Langford. No, I'm kind of hoping PCA's ADP falls a little bit. Maybe behind Langford would be nice, but that hasn't really happened. I think Roman Anthony has moved ahead of him. Yeah, that's one outfielder. Langford's ADP has been rising, so he could get there by the end of draft season. So we start with 3 outfielders. This guy went 3 pitchers, wow. Reach for Yamamoto as well. That makes it, you fall behind on hitting real fast when you do that. But I wonder how that impacts. Sale goes at 33. These $1 drafts are pretty fun because people will do some fancy stuff, but we like to practice for the $20, so we kind of just take value. And I would like to do a day where I do all unique builds. Like we try to reach for like like Ohtani never gets paired with Tati, or I guess, what am I thinking here? Like Ohtani never gets paired with guys who get drafted over here, like Riley Green. So if you go like Ohtani, Riley Green, it's a little bit more unique. I'm not saying that's the one I would do, but maybe a better example would be like Tatis and Roman Anthony. But I haven't really done too many unique builds this year. But I want to get like a baseline in of drafts before I do that. But so there's 2 more outfielders in that tier. I find it really hard to pass on them. But since I had 3 outfielders, go Marte first if he falls. Brown already went. Don't really want to reach for Woo, but we could. Maybe Turner had a Woo. So there goes Suzuki, so there's one more outfielder, and there he goes. So these guys both went 4 outfielders. Probably saves us from ourselves. I don't love 4 outfielders right off the bat. So I think we just go with one of these infielders here, get our anchor infielder. Be fun if it was Marte, that'd be really good value. Probably a pretty unique team as well. Sweet. Alright, so we get Ketel Marte. And basically 10 picks of value. That's a nice team. That's a nice start. I don't think I've ever seen Marte go to 44. This guy went 4 pitchers. If I was going to go 3 pitchers, I would do 3 and then not draft the pitcher until the end of the draft. But definitely wouldn't go 4. But that does mean like upper tier pitching is going to be pretty consolidated to this team, which means everyone else is going to be a little bit behind. So we might need to reach for pitcher. You guys know I really like Fried. Could see who falls to us. Usually that's what I do. I like all the pitchers in this tier. So like it could still be like DeGrom here. Especially if like Lindor Freeman falls, which they do. But that would be our second infielder, which I like to keep open. I wouldn't mind Lindor. Be a pretty nasty hitting team here. But DeGrom's ADP is 72 now. Kind of want to go Fried, but let's go with Lindor. It'll be pretty unique. And let's hope one of these pitchers falls back to us. I think maybe on the $20 draft I might go Fried, but especially because of this guy. So if he just keeps going pitcher, okay, that's good. But Marte Lindor with these 3 outfielders is going to be pretty unique, I think. we'll try to attack pitcher here. I do want to get my 4th outfielder relatively early, for sure within the top 100 picks. What would you guys have done there? Would you have gone Lindor or reached a little bit to get Freed when we start 3-1? So there goes Yelich. It's kind of the end of another tier for me. Our next pick is 68. So maybe if Cruz falls, but I don't love that pick. We're already seeing like infield value pop up here. We need to go pitcher here. This is the tier I like to get my SP1 from. I wonder if Ragans will fall after that rough start. I could see like Gilbert flipping Ragans. I've kind of been drafting it that way. But I need to spread out my exposure, so I try to stick to ADP. Goes Adele. It's really early. Yeah, and see this infield value speaks to why I went Churio over Kurtz. If we had Kurtz, I would not have been able to go Marte Lindor, I don't think. So we'll definitely go pitcher here. Let's not get too fancy. So aiming for Ragans or Gilbert. I'm happy with either. I think like a lot of the analysts I follow have Gilbert higher. Zeno, Saris's Stuff Plus rankings. So Gilbert 8, Ragans 12. So they're Ragans went, so we'll just take Gilbert. It's probably gonna take him anyways, but all right, very nice. But we do want to keep an eye on this for next draft. Take a note of this because this tier is kind of shifting now that Hunter Green's out. So DeGrom went up at 67. I just have a feeling these guys will all take up a bit. Caglione went at 69. Crazy. This is ADP. 89. That'll probably price me out of him, but we got some shares early on before the hype got out of control. Alright, so definitely some interesting options here. I think I have to take Cruz at 17 picks of value when we need our 4th outfielder. I really like Soderstrom, and I want to be drafting some Luzardo. So there goes Soderstrom. There goes Cruz. We already have 2 infielders. Sometimes I reach for Adele here, but he's gone. I don't love Nimmo, although it would pair with Langford. I think I'd rather just go with another pitcher here. I haven't drafted much Luzardo, but I want to, so let's do it. Kind of been liking going like 2 pitchers here in the middle round. There's been a few drafts where I get kind of boxed out of pitching, so now that we have Gilbert, Luzardo, that won't be happening. So gives us a lot of flexibility for the rest of the draft. So next pick is 92. Any position is an option here. So at 92, I'll definitely take these guys. Could maybe go Lyle. At 92, we definitely take these guys. We love Ben Rice. Don't really think I'd go 3rd pitcher here yet, but it's not a bad option. The Savage goes 81. I think we got him at 120 yesterday or something like that. Kind of crazy. But I thought he might fall, but this is just one draft, and it's some fresh news. So probably hasn't had time to fully fall yet. Let's see. Okay. Wow, Adalis at 86. Yeah, these guys are just reaching for their guys, which you love to see. 20 pick reach. Man, he's up to 101? Is that right? That's crazy. I swear people like him all the time, and I can never get excited about him. 804 OPS, solid, but... Alright, so 92... Maybe Mizorowski if we don't like any of the hitters, but still need the fourth outfield. I haven't taken much Robert, so that would be nice. Okay. I think we just go Robert. This is a good opportunity to take him. That's when I like to take the players I'm not really targeting, is when they kind of fall out of value to me. So I'm trying not to fade, like full fade, too many players. So that's how I like to mix them in. So now, probably hold off on outfield for a little bit. And try to get maybe our third infielder here. Pick 101. But Mizorowski would be pretty tempting as well. Maybe we mix in Strider here. I don't know, do you guys think... What do you guys think Strider's price is going to go? Up or down? I mean, his velo is ticking up. So we could take him here. I think I'd rather just get my last starting infielder, and since we already have two pitchers, we don't really need to take the risk, I don't think. I like Ben Rice a lot. That's probably the direction we'll go. Just think he's a little bit more exciting than Bregman. I mean, Bregman's going to be way more consistent. But we're trying to turn $1 into $10,000. We need to be going for upside. Wouldn't mind getting my fifth outfielder. Maybe like around these guys. Been wanting to draft more of these three. Cruz had a rough day, I think, today. But he was back, so... So next pick is 116. Got 2, 3, 4 here. Probably want to wait on infield for a while now since we have our starters. Can see if we get any of that value falling. So probably pitcher here then. Unless there's like an insane hitter value. There goes Strider at 106. I was kind of hoping his ADP would fall, and then we could start drafting him. It just feels a little expensive since he's such a big question mark at like pick 80. You have like Luzardo and Cease who are kind of locked in. I think maybe like after Bradish. After Pivetta, maybe? So if someone took Hunter Green, I guess if it's not obvious, I'm not drafting him at all right now. Thought that was obvious, but maybe I'll say it just in case. Yeah, I would be a full avoid. I mean, partially it's because I was drafting him a lot, so I don't want any more shares at any price right now. It's too scary. Yuri got reached for. His ADP is on the rise a little bit. I think he's usually like 112. But if that's the case, I'm glad we got a lot of Yuri Perez shares. We've been drafting him a lot. You guys see anything else fancy happening here? Garcia going a little early. Let's see who's available. So I said probably not infielder. So we need our 5th outfielder. Grisham's kind of interesting with the Ben Rice stack. Schlittler had a nice start. This is nice value for Joe Ryan. Maybe we'll go Schlittler coming off that nice start. Could see like Grisham. Could also see Joe Ryan. This is a little bit of an upside pick, but I feel like we can afford it with Gilbert and Luzardo. And his ADP might rise now that he's healthy. And it's good that it was just a back, not an elbow or anything. But this price could still be expensive because we don't know how many innings he'll get. Let me take a look. I haven't looked at him too much this year. It's 25. What did he throw last year? Is that so 73 and 76? That's pretty nice. Threw 140 last year. So I haven't been taking a lot of Griffin, but was this the spot? I feel like Grisham and Burns fit the team a bit better. Fifth outfielder. We did go first 3 rounds outfield, so maybe we wait a little bit longer. You guys know I love Burns. So, yeah, we'll go Burns. What do you guys think there? Burns, Grisham, or Connor Griffin? I think those were all solid picks. So 2 young upside guys here to pair with, I don't want to say veterans, but 2 guys who have a little bit more years under their belt, so should be safer innings. So that feels like a good pairing. The Pena injury is looking like it could be worse than originally expected. But it is just a finger, so, I mean, how long realistically can it take keep him out? And you wouldn't expect a drop-off or anything when he comes back, so I wouldn't mind buying the dip on him. Still have about a month before opening day. Because Bubba Chandler, I wonder if his price will rise. We like all these pitchers. It's kind of the end of a tier for me at Bybee. So I usually try to get as many of these guys as I can. Usually at that same time, there's like some infield value, so it's hard to mix and match. We still need our 5th outfielder. So this next pick could really go any direction. Definitely take Griffin if he falls. I doubt he does, though. Rafaela. So we have 4 pitchers. Still a lot in this tier that I like. So I don't think I need to go pitcher now. Maybe on the comeback. We could get an infielder. Or potentially our 5th outfield. Alright, let's see. Come on, make it easy on us. Alright, sweet. So we get Connor Griffin at 140. I didn't miss something, did I? So that's exciting. He's been rising up the board. So that's an exciting 4th infielder. So now we're 4-4-4. That means we won't go infield again. We need to go pitcher outfield here. Not sure what. So could we get that tier on the way back? 164. Probably not. Probably not. They kind of took the outfielders I like. Be okay with Cruz, but he really is just an upside pick. He hasn't really shown it in the majors yet. So maybe we don't really need him here. We already got the 4 outfielders, 3 in the first 3 rounds. So I think we just go pitcher here. I'll take Suarez again. I hadn't been taking him much, but I need to mix in all these guys because this contest will come down to the playoffs, which is a 2-week period. So you're not gonna be able to predict who has the best starts during that period. So it doesn't make sense to go all in on one guy over the other. So like I said, we take in our non-targets, where we pick our non-targets at value. This is 21 picks of value, so we'll take them. Also feels like a nice fit. He's kind of a vet to go with Burns and Schlittler in that last spot. 2 young guys who will be more up and down. Okay, let's do this. Are there any interesting teams here that you guys like? So let's see how this 4-pitcher team did. So, got DeGrom, Bybee. It's his outfield. I always ask, like, what does their outfield look like? Because that's the hard part. So it's Marcy, Lyle, and Reynolds. Yeah, that's going to be tough to compete with, like, Acuna, Churio, Langford. It's just a hard sell for me to go pitching early. Because, like, if, Yamamoto has 1 start and, I don't know, Suarez has 2 starts, he's probably going to outscore him that week. That doesn't really happen with hitters. So if you go... Not sure where build will go here, but sometimes I go 8 pitchers. You have a few more dart throws of that. Keishol went 159. We got him really late yesterday, which was fun. But I was a little worried he was going to drop in price, but that doesn't look to be the case. I think he had a good day the other day as well. So are any of our pitchers left? They are. Like Torek, that's 30 picks of value. Jeez. And this is why we wait on infield. Cruz is still there. I still just think Cade Horton's just like the most valuable. And then we can go like a 7-7-6 build. I know Torek would be nice. Is that that'd be 5th infielder. I think I'd still rather go Horton. Yeah, we'll go Horton. Still a round of value. and he's in that tier that we like. I'm trying to get as many of those pitchers as I can. So that's 6 pitchers. We can probably chill on pitching. Maybe if one of these guys falls. Otherwise, I'm cool with just a dart throw after that. So we should get our 5th outfielder. Cruz finally went. Kind of want to be drafting Doyle like today. Looks like he's going to be back on... Oh, that was today. Oh, so that probably hasn't happened yet. But he's supposed to be back today. Let's put it that way. I think I'd rather have Contreras, though. There he goes. Let's look at our infield. Yeah, we have Marte and Lindor. As much as I like Contreras... I might get an outfielder I like. We still need 2 outfielders. I think we'll go Doyle. Not sure about that one, but there's a lot of infielders we still like. McLean's finally rising a little bit. Obviously McGonigal I'm trying to mix in. If he gets like announced that he's on the opening day roster, I wonder where his price will go. I was kind of thinking like what's the difference between him and Connor Griffin really? And this at 140 is more where I feel like Griffin should go rather than the pick 100. So I could see McGonigal going around there. Now, what do you guys think? Where would McGonigal go if they announce tomorrow he's starting in the majors? I think I'd still take Okamoto ahead of him. So maybe like 150. Sounds right. Alright, so we're 6-4-5. I think we go 7-7-6 build since we got Horton on the way back. So that's 1 more pitcher. 3 more infielders. So those pitchers that we tagged are already gone, so to me this is all kind of a dart throw tier now, so there's no reason to rush those guys. Didn't really get any exciting... I don't know why I'm not excited about Nico, but... maybe I haven't taken much Polanco. That's a little bit of value there. So maybe we just take one of those guys, like Kowser and DeLauder. But maybe we try to get one of these infield values. I haven't been drafting Simpson. It's just hard to draft a guy who's not going to hit for power in this format. And they're going back to their Major League ballpark. Damn, there goes Horner. That would have been nice. Could reach for one of these guys. Haven't taken much Polanco, though. We'll take Polanco here and hope one of these 2 falls back to us. I still have been going McLean over McGonigal. He hits in a better park. I mean, he was also a big time prospect. Wouldn't mind Kowser here, but we got the strong outfield, so maybe we can wait. Maybe we want one of these exciting infielders. I still think I'm going to go McLean, though. Am I wrong here? What do you guys like, McLean or McGonigal? Of course, they're 1 pick apart. Well, wait, we already have Connor Griffin, so we better go McLean. Just in case they both start in the minors. If I draft them both, that's exactly what will happen. But if he falls back to us, then we can take him. But okay, one more pitcher, one more of each position here. Goes Swanson. I mean, Swanson's a good pick there as well. Goes to Lauder. So we might have to dip into our bag for our last outfielder. Well, we still have Kowser. I doubt he falls. Beck could be interesting with this stack. There he goes. Could consider Condone, however you say it. Saw the good news about Castellanos. I think I'd rather take Castellanos on like a stack team with the Padre. Just because I end up drafting Padres a lot, so I'm sure I'll have the opportunity. Who else stacks here? Could go Benj. We have Lindor. He already get drafted? Yeah. Where did he go? 194. Well, looks like Kowser makes it back to us. I think we just take him here at pick 212. Ooh, McGonigal did make it back. Fuck. Ay. Could be our 7th infielder. I think we go Kowser. Yeah, we'll just go Kowser. Alright, if he falls back though, I'm gonna take him. So there were some pitchers we talked about before the draft that we wanted to start mixing in. Burrows is one of them. Still like Ashcraft a lot. Honestly, I can't remember the other one. Maybe he's already gone. But I know Burrows is one. We need one pitcher, one infielder. I mean, even if we don't get McGonigal, Baldwin's pretty interesting. And Zardo's interesting. We like Jake Berger, especially on a Langford team. Alright. I guess we get McGonigal at pick 221. I'm cool with that. Even though we have Connor Griffin, it's a 7 infielder team. And technically Lindor's hurt, but we're drafting for upside here. McLean's healthy. Polanco's healthy. Should be fine. It's pretty exciting to get McGonigal that late. That will not happen in the $20 drafts, which I think it's time to queue up for. So. Alright, so this is the $20 Best Ball draft on DraftKings. I should say contest. It's $20 to entry, $200,000 to first place, which is pretty sweet. Alright, it's almost filled up. Great timing there, and it's filled. Oh man, we get pick number 7. I was kind of hoping for like a top 3 pick. I just haven't gotten that pick much this year. So let's just queue up some pitchers here, and then we'll focus on the main event. I think we'll go Burrows into Ashcraft. queue up a few more just in case. Bryce Miller, Grayson Rodriguez. I saw Taj Bradley. Saw some news about him. I can't remember. I thought he had a good start. Probably need to start paying attention to his updates. Quintillo. I'm not super excited. Oh, this is the other one. Cavalli. We'll do that. Burrows, Cavalli. What does Eno have between those two, I wonder? I think Eno had a... Or no, I don't think it was Eno. So, oh, wow, 119. But his stuff looked better. And then Burrows, so... Cavalli's coming off injuries. That could be why. But we'll take Burrows first. Alright, so we're going to have a tough decision here. At pick 7, I've been avoiding pitchers at their ADP in the first 2 rounds. But I don't want to full fade them, so here's my exposure for basically the first 3 rounds. But so you can see Scooball, I haven't really drafted. It's not because I think he sucks. I just like going outfield in the first round. But I do want to mix him in when I can. Having said that, I'd prefer him to fall to me. And I was kind of hoping maybe Julio would flip him in ADP. It's getting kind of close. So maybe we'll go Julio here still. If he doesn't move by like the end of the year, or the end of the draft season, then I'll start taking him. How's our Julio exposure? Yeah, we're still under on Julio, so that'd be fine. Be nice if someone fell, though. That would be a lot more exciting. So, all ADP so far. Yep. Alright, so nothing, all ADP, so I think we'll take Julio. I also think just taking your pitcher first, it backs you into the corner. You can't take like a pitcher value with your next pick. So it's just tough. Alright, so we got Julio. Okay, pretty interesting. So this is where I would have Scooball, is after these outfielders. I think that's a good spot for him. What would you guys have done there? Would you have just gone Scooball? Alright, so we got pick 18. There goes Ellie. Would have loved for him to fall. I'm trying to target him. Pick 18. We have the outfield, so we can go infield if someone falls. We love Churio in that range. Of course, we would take Jose. I think we would take Skeens if he falls. And definitely Carroll. Could have considered Carroll at 7. Nah. Maybe like in the top 10. I don't know. It's hard to say. Go Churio, so be a little different than what I normally do. I think I have a Julio Cal Raleigh team as well, so I kind of didn't want to do that. So kind of excited about the start. Get one of these 3 here. There goes Alvarez, so Skeens or Carroll, I think. Damn, I really wanted Carroll there, honestly. think we'll take Skeens at 18. So like I talked about with Skubal, I'm not taking these pitchers at ADP, but I think I should be taking them when they fall to me. I don't have much Kurtz, so it would have been nice to take him, but we'll take Skeens here and go from there. Still leaves the infield open, which I like. Just in case we get a draft where the infield is giving us 20 picks of value, which happens fairly often. But you can see my Skeens exposure is pretty bad. Oh, right here. Yeah, he's actually fallen to me once before in a $20 league. But we will just continue to draft that way. Draft him when he falls to you. So, pick 31. Will almost certainly be going outfield. I like to get 2 outfielders in my first 3 rounds. Maybe if like Caminero falls there, we'll take him, but that would be about it. Can't really go Yamamoto. So we have pick 31. Caminero, Langford. Those 2 are gone. I'm curious to see who you guys would go. This outfield tier is so hard to pick from. I like Bellinger the most. Now, I know he had the injury and he dropped in price, but it looks like he's going to be okay. Still probably a little risky. Especially if, like, Stanton's going to be DHing a lot. So there go both my guys. So we just have to pick between these outfielders. This is a really tough decision for me. Always curious to see what Underdog has. Pretty sure they have Rosarina the highest. Duran, 30. I kind of like Merrill, honestly, 34. Over like Springer, Buxton. But they have Green. 35. Yeah, I think it's Merrill or Green for me. I don't want to go Merrill. Oh no, I forgot about Bellinger. We'll go Bellinger. It's a little risky, but trying to turn $20 into $200,000. So we're gonna have to take some risks. But that could be the wrong pick there. Okay. So we'll take, if one of these outfielders fall, we'll almost certainly take them again. Maybe a reason not to take Bellinger there is maybe he falls because of the injury. I'm a little nervous about Riley Green. It's weird. I like this tier, but I can't like pick between them. So feels weird. But let's look at Riley Green. I mean, he hit 40 homers last year. Oh, 36. Why did I think he hit 40? Does it say he hit 40? Bro. Why are DraftKings stats just like wrong half the time? What am I missing here? Alright, so I guess he hit 36. 258. 121 WRC plus. Struck out 30% of the time. Alright, so it's good to see these infielders go. We might get an outfielder back. There goes Duran and Rosarina. So just Suzuki left, so he'll probably be gone. Do we go with a second pitcher? You guys know I really don't like doing that. I think I'd rather get like an anchor infielder. Okay, wow, so we do get Suzuki back to us. If I didn't have a pitcher, I'd probably go Sanchez, like if we had the 3 outfielder, obviously. But we got Skeens already, so we'll just take Suzuki. It's really exciting outfield. I really like getting that 3rd stud at outfield. So, and then that leaves infield open for us. Hopefully it'll be a draft where infield falls again. So I like this draft. Bellinger could have been a different outfielder maybe. I probably need to shore up my own rankings here. I think my problem is I like Merrill more, but then I feel like I shouldn't reach. So how old is Bellinger these days? Yeah, he's only 30. It's not bad. Alright, any interesting teams here? This guy ended up with 2 pitchers, and then a Met stack. I think Devers here is nice. So these outfielders both got reached on, which makes sense, but that's why I went Suzuki. Goes Woo. So at 55, we don't want to go outfielder again. I like Teoscar, but I don't want to go 4th outfielder this early. Would love bets. Could definitely consider pitching here. I think it's going to fall off a little faster now that Green's gone. We do have Skeens though, so prefer bets. There he goes. What about the other infielders? Machado, Suarez. Does Underdog have a big difference between them? Suarez, 75. Wow. Machado, 54. What's our next pick? 66. Sales falling 5 picks. I think we want to get our first infield. We don't want to wait too long to get the first one, so we have a solid base with some upside. Maybe one of these pitchers will fall to us. We do already have Skeens, so I need to remember that. So I think Machado's the better pick there. And we'll see who falls. Go Suarez. Could go second infielder. I like Nito, but his price has already risen a lot. And you have to remember this contest has been open for a month, so about a month's worth of teams have had him at 20 picks later. So he's just not quite as exciting, because if he is the guy you need, there are teams that have him later. Not to say that I will full fade him just because of that, but it's something to think about. I think we go second pitcher here if we can get, I guess, any of these top 4. Goes Adele. He's one of our favorite targets, especially for our 4th outfield. I don't feel the need to go Stowers here. So I think it's just pitcher. So hopefully these guys don't go pitcher. Goes Peralta. We need at least one guy to not go pitcher. Otherwise we'll end up reaching. Goes Raggins, so we need one guy. Alright, cool. So we get Gilbert. It's pretty exciting. Could also go Perdomo, a little bit of value there for our second infielder. I just prefer to wait on infield. I hope there's some value. So, like the start so far. Machado's not like a high upside infielder, so but he is safe. So maybe we draft some more upside infielders as opposed to like safe guys. And we don't want to wait too long on our fourth outfielder. Preferably either pick 103 or earlier. But Adele was one of our favorite targets. He's gone. Consider Hap. Yeah, see, I'm already not loving these guys. I think I should stop drafting Butler for a little bit. I have a ton of him, and there's just no news, so I think I should just slow down. Even if he's fine, his price could drop. So infield is not falling yet. But I would love Soderstrom here. Maybe Seager. Wouldn't mind getting the second infield here. I know we said we needed our fourth outfield, but don't love these guys. Goes to DeGrom. Probably saves me from myself. Probably shouldn't go with a third pitcher yet with Skeens and Gilbert. Probably need to go infield. Hopefully one of these two falls. But we can go Bush. It's fine. So we're hoping they don't take infield here. There he goes. Okay, need one more guy to pass. Fuck. Man, it's amazing how often that happens. So, could go Luzardo. I mean, Bush is fine. It's just not very exciting because I'm hoping for value, but wouldn't mind Luzardo. I don't love going my third pitcher this early. I think we should go Bush. And then hopefully the value will come later. But we don't want to wait too long to get starters. Because we do need upside. Let's look at Bush. Now I don't trust any of DraftKings numbers. It's not like playoff stats, right? No. 34 homers. 38 homers. What? I'm so confused by that. 60. Because OPS is different. 94 ribbies, is that right? What? Yeah, I don't get DraftKings stats here. They're just all wrong? Okay. Now I'm like questioning everything. Whatever. Because I've been looking at their stats, like, kind of using these numbers for a few guys. I don't want to go to Fangraphs for every guy. But, maybe I need to. Alright, so 2-2-3. Still want to get that fourth outfielder. Harris would be nice at a little discount. Think that'd be the only outfielder I'd take. And wouldn't mind a third infielder here either. I like all three of these guys. I don't think we'll dip back into pitching here. So there goes Harris. So we'll take our third infielder. Bregman or Abrams? I think we go Bregman to go with Bush and Suzuki, right? Okay. I kind of forgot I had the Suzuki stack. That makes that Bush pick feel really nice. And Bregman as well. Yeah, that's a nice start. Let's do it. All right, so we've got a little Cubs stack going here. I've said it before, but I prefer to stack late. But I'm not opposed to stacking when it falls to you at value, like it did here. Basically, I don't want to reach for a stack early, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to change my draft decisions in the first, 100 picks based on stacks, unless it's, between two guys. So maybe Bush was a nice pick there. But we ended up getting 3 infielders already. We tried to go outfield, but none of the guys we liked fell. Even if we wanted to go Teoscar here, he wasn't an option, so don't think there was much else we could have done. So I like the team so far. Can still need that 4th outfielder. Butler's going to be looking at me right in the face right here. I'll try to pass on him, though, this draft. Wouldn't mind getting another pitcher soon. This could be the Strider draft. We're seeing Yuri start to rise. Just tag some more guys I like. These guys wouldn't be bad. Oh my god. I'm just going to end up taking Butler, aren't I? Could go Pajes. Like him as well. I was drafting him aggressively for a while, and then I kind of got cold feet. I forget what, but I think he came up in a bust article, and some of his numbers were a little scary. Here goes Butler, saving me from myself. It's a tough pick for me. I think we just go pitcher then. Is this a Strider team? Okay, there he goes. I do like these infielders, but we already have 3. I want to at least give myself an option to get value, but could reach for Yuri. What's our next pick? Next pick is 114. Yep. It's a decent chance he's gone. But Turang feels nice. Goodman feels nice. I think we like Turang more, right? Turang, 99, Goodman. Yeah, so it's Turang or Yuri for me. We'll just go pitching. Fuck it. I think his ADP has been rising. Goes Turang. Goes Pajes. Maybe if Grisham falls, that'd be nice to go with Bellinger. I guess, yeah. Okay, it's going to be another tough pick. So we have 3-3-3. We're pitching strong. Should probably go hitter. And then go back to pitcher here. There's Griffin. Varsho went early again. Isn't this the same Lyle Varsho? Am I having deja vu here? Okay. Like, just looking at this on paper, outfield should be my pick. So it could be a Dulles. I don't love the pick. He was going a lot earlier in the draft season. Maybe we played a little risky here. We did go 3 outfielders to start. 3 out of 4. Yeah, it's a tough pick here for me. Could just go Garcia. It's not super exciting. I like Jacob Wilson, but it's a little bit of a reach. Do we just keep attacking pitching? Maybe. Garcia, we'll take... No, I want to keep attacking pitching. Okay. So this is a really strong pitching staff. And we need to make up some ground on our backup hitters here. Don't have any bench hitters, so... And that's a little scarier on outfield. Laureano would be a nice fit here. Machado stack, and he should just be like solid. Not necessarily like high upside, but that's kind of what we need as our first bench outfield. So hopefully he falls. Obviously would like Jacob Wilson. Torque's fine. We still only threw, yeah, okay. So it won't go Glass now. Won't really consider pitching until these guys, I think. But maybe won't go as aggressively in this tier because we need hitting. So let's hope these guys go pitchers. There's one. Fuck, there goes Laureano. We'll just try to keep being patient, I think. But probably our hand will be forced after this pick. Get that guy out of there. That's nice. Okay. Still need our 4th infield, so this is a high value spot as well. Could even go Pena. Want one of these for sure. It's my 4th. Or if Cruz falls, but we're at pick. There goes Moniak. People are reaching for outfield now. It's a little scary, but we'll try to stay patient. We got the 3 outfielders to start. Maybe Pena is the pick here, but I like Jacob Wilson. All right. So we're probably going to have to reach for an outfielder at some point here, just bite the bullet. Probably has to be here. But, unless Bubba Chandler is available, this could be a 7-6-7 build. Actually, it probably should be. I haven't done that much, but it's just that the outfielders are not as exciting. Honestly, this should probably be a potential Ozuna team. Where do they have? Wow. Oh, he's an infielder. 232. Haven't taken Ozuna at all, I think. Oh, Marte was off to a good start. What about projections though? So 969, 954. Okay, there goes Ozuna. I kind of hate him, so maybe I'll just take Marte anyways. It's Chandler there. Fuck. So, how many pitchers? 4. 144. What's my next pick? 151. Is it too risky to go Chandler? I already have 4 pitchers. Marte. God, I'm just like... Alright, we went Chandler. I'm so obsessed with getting my guys. Suarez would have been nice there too. Kind of saw it at the last second, but honestly at this point we gotta consider all of these guys. Again, I have 3 starting outfielders, so this is, you know, they can carry us in the playoffs. We're gonna need guys that can get us to the playoffs. So just for when Bellinger is inevitably on the IL. These other 2 guys are pretty, oh god, I gotta knock on wood, but they don't have much injury history, I believe. So 5-4-3, I have to go outfielder here. Are some of these other teams almost done? Like 6, 6, 5, 5, 5. All right. So we need people to pass on outfield. See, was that overdoing it on pitching with Chandler? Cause like, it was my 5th. But these guys are pretty young and inconsistent. I mean, so is he, but I'm just saying it's not like a lock. My 3rd spot's not like a lock. So I think it's fine. I don't know if there's something to go taking in with Skeens. But that's what we did. So I'm happy with one of these 2. These guys are both everyday players. Kind of both have some upside. This is what I'm looking for. Damn, I was going to go Rafael at first. Hopefully we at least get Burleson. He's got 5 outfielders. Alright, cool. So we'll go Burleson. I haven't taken him at all this year, I don't think. So it's probably a good spot to take him. He should start every day. It's kind of what we're looking for. Just like a nice, consistent Flora guy here. Fill in when Bellinger's out. And then... it's not a lot of value at infield. So I'm happy we got 4 already. Think we probably hit outfield again here. We still have Horton and Bybee from the tier we like available. What would that be? 6 pitcher. Could do that. Especially if we're going to go 7 pitchers. Could take our 6th here and wait for the dart throw range to get our 7th. You guys know I like Murakami, but probably doesn't fit. We'll see what outfielder is available first. It was Horton. Would love Willier or Bybee. Don't think I go Murakami. Damn, there goes Abreu. And there goes Murakami. Alright, we're going to go Bybee. And we'll wait for that last tier for our 7th. And we might go 7 outfielders here. Some guys that fit the outfield build nicely. I would like Friedel. Maybe I should have taken him there. Doyle. Cowser would be nice. I think Beck should play every day. DeLauder. Make sure Beck is lined up to play every day. I think he is. Yeah. It's only 25. He's had a couple 20 homer seasons in the minors, 2020. It's on the table. Goes Doyle. A little early, I think. We've been drafting him aggressively yesterday and the earlier drafts. Because we thought his price might rise with him coming back. Seems to be the case. I feel like Nico is the litmus test for is infield gonna fall? Because he's like the guy who always falls. Although having said that, I would love Contreras here. It's only 6 picks though. Love Barger. So 175. It'd be hard to pass up Barger for Friedel. Shit, there he goes. I was gonna say same with Walker, but I'm like Nola. I have a ton of Sheehan already. I don't really need to get him here. So I think it's Walker or Friedel. I don't love Friedel, especially because Cincinnati starting to feel really crowded. I saw Marte might play some center field, so that could take some ABs away from Friedel. I feel like they don't need to, like, for sure have Friedel in the lineup. So I'm a little afraid of him. But it would be 5th outfielder. If I could get guaranteed Cowser, and there he goes anyways. I don't really want to draft him. Fuck him. We'll just go Walker. He's more exciting. And we still need a 5th infielder, so that seems fine. Hopefully we get Cowser. I think that will kind of save the outfield. If we go Cowser to Lauder, that'd be nice. So let's look at some stacks here. Seattle, there's what, Canzone is in the outfield there. That's late. Not a ton of guys in New York. I mean, the Cubs have what, like Shaw. I just don't know if he's gonna play. Padres, there could be a. Honestly, Machado fits this team nicely. This feels like it could be a Machado team. Picks over here. Cubs. I think I just said that. A's. There's McNeil in the infield, but there's plenty of infield targets. And then St. Louis, we could go Jordan Walker. And then there's the 2 Astros outfielders, Cam Smith and Cole. Could take Cam Smith, maybe. I think we want Castellanos on this team. Maybe that's like our 7th outfielder. Or 6th. Do we really need 7 if we have 3 in the first 4 rounds? It's hard to say. Our first bench one is Burleson, though. So pick 186. I think I reach for Cowser if he's still there. There goes McGonigal. Is McLean still available? He is. JJ Weatherholt might be interesting on this team. There goes McLean. Since we got Burleson. Could go for a little Cardinals stack. Jung-Hoo Lee would be another nice fit. Oh great, he rolled his ankle. Minor. Alright, so this is... I'm really excited that we get Cowser here. That feels like it could save the team, or the outfield at least. If we get Lee... So we're for sure only going to go 7 pitchers. So either 1 or 2 more infield and 1 or 2 more outfield. How strong is our infield? So we got Machado, Bush, Bregman, Wilson, Walker. Would we be okay with 6 there? I think so. It's just hard because, like, I don't know. I'd rather go like Manzardo over Castellanos as like our 7th hitter. Just feels like he has way more upside. And this team might need upside at infield. But it's not terrible with Walker, Wilson on the bench. I haven't heard much about Cole versus Cam Smith. Looks like Cole's getting drafted higher. But he's probably not... Oh, they do have him projected to start in the majors. And projected for like 12 to 17 homers. It's pretty interesting. Where do they have Smith? Or is that like a platoon? Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I just don't know enough, I guess, about that. So there goes Lee. He would have been a nice fit, honestly. McCarthy? Is projected to lead off for the Rockies? Feels kind of gross, though. I think I'll go Nola or Weatherholt. I mean, Swanson's just better than Weatherholt, though, right? And it's a Cub stack. So I think we'll go Nola or Swanson. I really just like Nola here. I think he's in a different tier than these other guys. So I know we said we'd wait, but I mean, our pitching staff is just nasty, honestly. Maybe a little too nasty, but you never really know with pitching. You can never have too many pitchers. Okay, well, you can in this contest, but... Yeah, like Nola behind some of these guys is just really nice. So we're done with pitching. For sure, 1 more of each position. We probably shouldn't mess around with... Ooh, Garrett Mitchell. Forgot about him. I'm not sure. Would you guys go 7 infielders or 7 outfielders here? At outfield, we got Julio, Bellinger, Suzuki. So we have the 3 studs, but the bench is a bit atrocious with Burleson and Kowser. And then infield's kind of opposite. We got Machado, Bush, Bregman, all solid. And then Wilson, Walker on the bench. How's Holiday doing? We go Holiday. That'd be pretty interesting. Maybe Swanson first, though. We got Kowser, so that could be a nice stack. There goes Castellanos. Wow. Okay, we're just gonna have to dip into our bag here. Said Canzone is a stack as well. Benj is an option. But at this point, we might as well just wait till last pick. Maybe go Garrett Mitchell. I think we'll go Holiday here. Or Swanson. I'm okay with either of these guys. Maybe Holiday's himself, and we just got a massive discount because of the injury. Pick 210, basically free. We stacked him up with Kowser late. But now he's an injury guy. Jordan Walker would have been a good pick as well there. So maybe we go 7 outfielders now. The problem is, like, these guys aren't that good here. Could take a flyer on Dominguez, but if we're looking for, like, just production, that's not the guy, because he could start the season in the minor leagues. In fact, he's projected to. But we do have the Bellinger. We do have Bellinger. The Bellinger. So for sure 1 outfielder, so maybe we'll just lock 1 up here. Beavers, maybe Beavers. I like Beavers here. Keep the Baltimore stack going. Seen some good things about Beavers. Haven't taken it much. There's so many guys to pick from in the infield. It's crazy. Berger, Durbin. So we said go Beavers. Who knows? So that's 7, 6, 6. So we still gotta choose. I'm kind of feeling infield. But maybe Mitchell. I don't know. Do you think he could move up in the order though? Like, having platooning, it's not very exciting. Get Frelick. I mean, Frelick's not like a lock to be good. Canzone's probably gonna platoon. You guys have any late round outfield flyers? I rarely have to go this deep. I think it's either Mitchell. We also don't really have any Brewers to stack with him. I'm kind of leaning infield. Tyler O'Neill as well. Just go full Baltimore. Someone's got to be good, right? Yeah, they have Beavers platooning with O'Neill, I think. It's not ideal. But I guess these are all pretty much platoon players at this point. So it's like, do I draft like a less exciting player? Mr. Jones. It's projected to start in the minors though, right? Be good upside. Kind of backs up Bellinger too in a way. But you could say that about Dominguez too. Dominguez might be interesting. Maybe Dominguez. I mean, we're fading Stanton because of that injury. This is extremely late for him. But it doesn't really give us the production that we're looking for. But we want upside. We already have a Yankee or two. Just Bellinger, right? I think it's Dominguez or Stott. Maybe we'll go Stott. A little nervous about Holiday being one of our infielders. If he doesn't start the year healthy, then we could be light on infield. But honestly, I'm not sure what the pick there was. Maybe it should have been Dominguez. But alright, let's take a look at the team. This is a pretty unique one. These $20 drafts seem to be fairly unique. So let's see. Is this team good enough to win 200K? So start with the strength. So we got Skeens, Gilbert, and Yuri Perez. Backed up by Schlittler, Bubba Chandler, Bybee, and Nola. Seems really strong. At outfield, we got Julio, Bellinger, Suzuki, backed up by Burleson, Cowser, Beavers. So we really need Bellinger to be healthy. And we need Cowser or Beavers to perform. I mean, that feels okay. Like, just need one of these guys to do well. Burleson should be like somewhat steady, I think. Let's take a look at him. I mean, he's projected to play every day, right? Yeah, hit third. 117 WRC plus. That's not a bad backup. But yeah, maybe Dominguez here, but it's like I'm looking for production and yeah, I don't know. So I don't really need upside there, right? I'm gonna need these guys to be in the playoffs. So we'll see how that works out. It's probably one of my lightest outfielder teams, which is funny when I start 3 outfielders in the first 4 rounds. But we'll see how it works out. It's kind of like stars and scrubs, right? So then the infield is Manny Machado, Michael Busch, Bregman, backed up by Jacob Wilson, Christian Walker, Jackson Holiday, and Bryson Stott. So what do you guys think? Is that team good enough to win 200K? I think it could be. I mean, we definitely need to get lucky with our health, but to win this contest, you got to get a lot of luck. So I'm okay with that. I think if that's your one thing is you need to stay healthy, then it's going to be pretty common theme on most of your teams. But I think we'll call it there. Might try to stream. Actually, I'm not sure if I'll stream this weekend, but if not, we'll be back at it on Monday. So thanks for joining me, guys. Let me know what you thought of the teams today, and we'll talk to you later.